Welcome to Total Retail Talks, your podcast channel for retail knowledge.
Hi, and welcome to Total Retail Talks. I'm Joe Keenan, Executive Editor of Total Retail and the host of today's episode. I'm joined by Jim Davidson, who is the Head of Research at Bronto Software, a cloud-based marketing automation provider. We're going to discuss Bronto's recently released Holiday Resource Center and some of its findings that retailers need to know as we head into the second half of the year. So thanks for joining me, Jim.
Thanks so much, Joe.
I'll start with my first question on what are some of the key findings to emerge from this year's Holiday Resource Center from Bronto?
So it's definitely going to be an exciting year. You know, the past 2 years we've struggled with Thanksgiving falling later in November, which has really compacted everything for retailers and for shoppers. So I think this year it's going to be really interesting to watch how consumers' behaviors and habits over the past years have really been formed and how it's going to shape the season. So a few stats I have to share, now that we're really in the big planning phase for a lot of retailers, is that 43% of retailers are going to start their holiday marketing in September or earlier. So that's definitely one trend that we've seen with the season starting to creep back. We always have Christmas in July, but really that's just starting to be the starting gun of our holiday season. But to contrast that a little bit, only 29% of holiday shoppers plan to start their shopping in September or earlier. So it may be that we're getting a little bit aggressive with how we're starting off, and you really want to make sure that you're going to be able to run the long race and that you're not going to suffer from any promotional fatigue, because we've got a lot of time to cover and a lot of sales to make and a lot of messages to send and a lot of things for us to promote. So that's definitely, I think one trend that we've really started to see as we get in this planning phase.
Based on those findings, what are some of the key takeaways for retailers as they begin their preparations for the holidays?
So one of the biggest things for me, and this speaks to making sure you're able to run that long race for the holidays, is to really understand your promotional calendar. We've got a lot of time to cover. You've got a lot of products that you're planning to promote and a lot of different ways that you're going to promote them. So one of the things that we did was to really ask marketers and holiday shoppers which promotions speak to them the most and how that's going to influence their holiday shopping and also how they expect it to influence their holiday sales. So one of the biggest ones straight out of the gate, is free shipping. I know for me when I'm shopping, that's huge. But one of the stats that we found is that 38% of holiday shoppers are going to shop somewhere else if the retailer doesn't offer free shipping. And only 28% of retailers plan to offer free shipping anytime on any purchase. So a little bit of a disconnect there and really something to think about. I know that a lot of retailers struggle with offering free shipping and all the different ways you can offer it on price point or any price point. So just really keep in mind if there's a way for you to work that into your promotion, that's really become a major influencer. It continues to be an even stronger one each year during the holidays. A few other quick tidbits for you as far as promotions. One of the biggest disconnects that we had in our survey was from BOGO sales, so buy one, get one free or buy one, get one at a certain discount. And over half of holiday shoppers loved these promotions, so 52%, but only 38% of marketers plan to offer them. So a little bit of a disconnect there. And if you're looking for other ones to introduce, the most popular was free gift with purchase. Marketers found it effective. Shoppers loved it. The most divisive that I found was doorbusters. 70% of marketers thought they were effective, but only 28% of consumers or holiday shoppers loved them. And this really speaks to a little bit of the lowered impact of having to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning with your coffee and wait in line to get the big screen TV. Shoppers know better. They know they're going to be able to find deals all day long on those major holidays. So definitely, keep a lot of those promotional ideas in mind. Plan for some variation. Understand that you're going to really exhaust a lot of your major sales, but you're still going to have to keep your shoppers engaged and coming back to buy.
This Holiday Resource Center is an annual endeavor for Bronto. Can you discuss how some of the findings from this year's report have differed from recent years?
It is, and Joe, it's so much fun to put this together. It's always so festive, and I know it's one of the busiest and most stressful times of the year for retailers and for our customers, but it's also a lot of fun. I mean, this is our big event, so as much as we're feeling stressed and challenged, we definitely have to understand that this is our big time of the year. So it seems stressful now, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So some of the changes I've really seen it really comes down to this consumer awareness of how their data is being used and this increased expectation that the messages they're going to receive are really customized to who they are and how they're shopping and where they're shopping and what device they're shopping on. There's some big expectations that our shoppers have. So if we look at the holidays, I mean, even just the past 5 years, we really see this shift where the retailers are not dictating the experience of the holidays as much as they were before. We're not saying, we can't really say, get to our store at 4 o'clock in the morning if you want to save, because shoppers, like I said, know better. They'll go somewhere else, and you can start to lose some of those sales. So we've really seen these tables shift, and retailers start to reach out more about shopping convenience and these customized experiences and helping the customer who's using multiple devices to have that seamless experience and to really feel engaged and committed with the brand. We've also seen, like I said in the beginning of this, that the past couple of years, we've had this shortened period after Thanksgiving. So a lot of retailers have had to play catch up if sales were low during Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Other ones maybe ran out of things to do. And this year, we're going to have a few more days back on the calendar. So I think it'll be interesting to see how retailers react to having a few more days. It's a little bit of a luxury on our side. And if consumers are going to find that to be equally as convenient.
And then lastly, I'd like to get your thoughts on maybe a prediction or two of the key retail trends that you believe will emerge from this year's holiday season.
Yes. So, I'll break out my crystal ball a little. Maybe I should say my crystal ornament.
Right.
But I think the holidays, it's full of fun wordplay. But I think that one of the biggest things we're going to see this year is just a continued increase in mobile sales. So I'm not just talking about mobile site visits or mobile shopping or mobile app usage. I'm talking about mobile sales. So people actually submitting an order on a mobile device and really understanding, is that happening in a store, in the car, at home? We're really going to see that become not just an increasing trend, but such a foundation and a cornerstone to your holiday program. You're really going to have to understand, how is that mobile buyer actually buying and what do they expect to do? It's not just about mobile optimization and making things look pretty. It's about making it easy to buy and very convenient to buy. So I'm really expecting those numbers to really shatter the records that we've seen and for this to become less of a trend and more of just a reality going forward. We've definitely seen that so far this year in 2015. And I think a lot of retailers are going to step up to that. I don't think that they'll speak to this way of shopping as being new. I think they'll speak to it as just being the way to shop and really trying to find ways to help their shoppers to navigate through as they use multiple devices and go from site to store and from home to car to the mall. So I think it'll be great to see that become a little bit more of a common practice and less of a bright, shiny new thing. I think the newness is worn off, and that's going to lead to a lot of interesting things from some really great retailers.
Great. Well, I want to thank Jim Davidson of Bronto for taking some time today to discuss his company's Holiday Resource Center, the data to emerge from it, and what retailers can expect as we move into holiday 2015. So thanks for your time, Jim.
Thanks so much, Joe.
And I want to thank our audience and hope you'll join us next time on Total Retail Talks. Thanks, everyone.